to week 8 of these modalities movement therapy sessions. I'm Brenda, and today we're going to be focusing a lot on a muscle in around the gluteus region called the piriformis. Often we get a pain here if this muscle's not functioning properly, which can often lead to pain down the leg, often ending up right along this calf area here. It's often mistaken for sciatica, which is the nerve that comes from the lower back and down into the back of the leg. So with the use of a hard reflex ball, or a tennis ball will do, or a softer reflex ball, a resistance band, one of these circle resistance bands, and a foam roller, as well as some water, we're going to focus on releasing specifically around this hip area and activating this muscle and working a lot into this area. Let's start off in standing, and I want you to hold onto that reflex ball or whichever ball you have available. And you're going to take the ball, and first we're going to massage. So you're going to push down into the arm, just push down and twist. And turn that ball around. So just releasing the fascial tissue in this way, all the way up. We're going to move right into the neck. So circling the ball all the way around. Twist and push around this area. Along the triceps. We're going to work a little bit into the back line of the arms on the foam roller as well. Let's move up and over the shoulder. So again, continue with that push and twist, push and twist. Drop the ear over to the opposite shoulder, and I want you to move the ball right up the neck. Give it a little, just a small movement. It's up to you how deep you want to go. You can add a little bit of a massage around the neck area, and then I want you to find that muscle that runs along from behind the ear down to the clavicle. You can rotate the head slightly to feel that muscle just projecting out a little bit, and then just move up to behind the ear. So you're going to continue that push and twist movement there along that part of the sternocleidomastoid. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So just work a little bit in reverse, moving up, so twisting the head so you can feel the protrusion there of that muscle, and then you're going to push into it and work your way along where it starts behind the ear. Move around there. Now you can look forward and drop the head. Take the same hand as the side you're working on, and you can just push and twist and change hands if you want to. Move around. Well, you probably have to, otherwise you won't be able to get this area onto the trapezius and around that area. We can work a little bit into the pectoral muscles, which we didn't do on the other side, so we'll move over there now. Let's push and twist around those pectoral muscles. Good, and then take the ball around the forearm onto the other side, on the other arm, and push and twist. So just giving that fascia a bit of a different directional release. Move around and onto the triceps as well. Good. And you can position the ball on the mat. Before we move onto the feet, I just want you to take the heels of the hands and the palms together and lift the elbows up. So as you're pushing the heels of the hands down, I want you to bounce the elbows up. So getting a nice stretch into the wrists. Push, push. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the back of the hands, one on top of the other, or one together, heels of the hands also on the same level, and you're going to do the same thing in reverse. Now you're dropping the elbows and stretching the back of the hands. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to now take the back of the hand, that hand, and then push against it. Just getting a nice stretch, pulsing into it, and just take it as far as you can, trying to get a little bit further each time, but making sure just easing into it, that stretch. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Pulse and pulse, pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do the same thing in the opposite way, and pulse, pulse. So try now to keep the elbow level with the wrist, and just pulse, pulse, pulse. So use that other hand to increase the stretch. Let's do the same thing to the other side. 2. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Shake it out. Flex the finger, or flick the fingers, and let's take the ball under the foot and just give it a nice all-round release. So wherever you feel you need the release the most, if it's the lateral side of the foot in line with the little toe, focus there. If it's in the arch of the foot along the deep core line from the big toe along the arch to the heel, focus on that line. Into the center. Then you're going to roll under the arch of the foot in one direction, and you're going to change direction. Let's move the ball onto the other foot and roll. Try stand right over the ball so you've got more control, and you can push a little bit deeper into the release. So like we did on the other side, find your spot that needs the most release and work along that line. Move into the arch of the foot, circling in one direction, and you're going to change direction. Good. You can put the ball to the side. We're going to use it just now again. From there, standing, so this is your position, you're extending one leg. So I'm using the right leg. Let's just extend that right leg forward. From there, you're going to bend the left knee. You're going to sit back into a stretch. So especially in the extended leg, you should feel the most stretch. And reach the arms forward at shoulder height there. And come up. Drop down, breathing in, and breathe out. Good, and again, nice deep breath in, and breathe out. Keep going, and breathe out. Do another 3, and breathe out. And 2 more, and breathe out. 1 more. And breathe out. Take that foot that's in front, and I want you to cross it over. So you're in a little bit of a twist in that rotation there. And now you're going to take your hands over to the side of the back leg. So we're reaching and releasing. Good. Locking the knees now. So I want you to really feel the stretch over that gluteus area. Pushing and reaching. So the hips are going away from the direction the arms are. And release. another 2, and another 1. Good. I want you to take the other foot forward into that position, and as you squat back, stick the bum out, then the thighs go parallel as you bend that left knee. That should be, or sorry, the right leg. The left leg is the extended leg, and lift for 3, and release. Keep going, breathing in and breathe out. 4 more, and release. And 3, and release. 2 more, and 1 more, and release. Good. From there, let's cross over. Now we're going towards the other side. So we're reaching and releasing. You'll probably find one side a lot easier than the other side. Try and lock those knees, pull up from the core, and reach and release. So now it's a bit of a spiral line, stretch and release. So I want you to think of the side that you're exposing there. That's where you're getting that stretch. When you reach over, you're breathing into that lateral side. And release. Keep going. And release. 3 more. And release. 2 more. And release. Last one. And release. Good. So from this position, I want you to sit down into a cross-legged position. And whichever leg is in front, so we're just going to test that seated position. Whichever leg is in front, I want you to bring that foot up onto the knee. So I want you to test your mobility in the hips. Are you stable there? If you're not comfortable here in this position, I want you to bring the roller behind you, and you can sit on the roller. That makes it a little bit easier. It's going to challenge your balance a little bit, and then you can bring the foot up onto the knee, that front leg. Take your reflex ball, if you're in the seated position, just continue like this. Take your reflex ball, or you can use your elbow. And we're going to massage along that inner thigh. The elbow works very effectively, and the forearm as well. So you can continue massaging. If you're not comfortable in this position and you're not using the foam roller, extend your supporting leg, and you can do the same thing in this position. Let's change sides. So now you're going to bring the other leg in front, and I want just test the mobility, the range of movement in the hips. If you're very tight, the knees will probably come up quite high. Then you're going to take the front foot, and you're going to bring that foot onto the leg, onto the knee, using the elbow or taking the reflex ball and giving that inner thigh a nice release there. Massage with that elbow if you want to, and loosen things up. The fist of the hand is also a nice tool to use to release this area. Good. And let's take the foam roller now, and we're going to sit on the foam roller. In this position, I want you to cross the ankle over. Here, your buttock is lifted off the roller. But if the hips are very tight, the feet, you can bring the feet together, and we'll work on that rotation a little bit more just now. Otherwise, you bring that ankle, cross it over the knee, and you can take your thumb onto the ball of the foot and rotate it out, so you're opening up more into the hips. We're specifically focusing on the glute muscles here, but you can also bring the roller into the lower back, and that will help you release that area there. nice and slowly, gently over. You want to try and lengthen and stretch everything out. Good. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So switch legs or cross over. Either the feet and the knees together, working into the glutes there, or cross the ankle over the knee. Keep that buttock at the back lifted and roll. Nice and slowly. Okay, from this position, I want you to sit central on the roller. You can either hold behind the thighs or bring the hands behind the head. And you're going to tilt the pelvis under, maybe just tuck your t-shirt in if it's in the way. And you're going to tuck, holding on or behind the head, and keeping the spine nice and rounded. I want you to roll over that lower back. Adjust the feet as well if you need to, but stay in that rounded position. And think of the vertebrae in the spine as they open up and you massage over them. Work all the way up and down the spine, up and down the back. Nice and slowly again. Focus a lot on your breathing to ease you into the releases. So I'm slowly making my way up and over the shoulder blades. Quite a nice big range of movement. Really tucking under. Roll over the shoulder blades. And when you're ready, lower down onto the mat. So bring your head onto the foam roller and nod your head from side to side. In this position, I want you to hold onto the foam roller and add a little bit of shearing. So you're sliding from side to side, giving the occiput ridge a nice release. We use the ball on this line, so we're just adding to that release. This is an area that often carries a lot of unnecessary tension. Come back to the center, and now I want you to take your hands and I want you to lift the skin over the rib cage. So here we've got the intercostal muscles between the ribs. Those are attached to the diaphragm. So we want to release this whole area to create more movement, which we know breathing creates movement. So this will help with the diaphragmatic breathing. Take your fingers underneath the rib cage and give it a good wiggle around there. Loosen up that diaphragm. So we want to encourage that breathing. Take the fist, use the knuckles, and if you can just gently massage over there. Sometimes the pain goes around into that lower back. You can lift that skin and move it around there. And this will help release those fascial lines around this area. Good, and then just hold your hands, spread them out, fingers on the rib cage, and just a few nice deep breaths in. As you breathe out, I want you to really feel that horizontal breathing. Breathing in, feel the rib cage expanding horizontally, and then as you breathe out, coming back together. 2 more nice deep breath in. Try to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Head on the foam roller or take it off if you're not comfortable. And breathe out. 1 more nice deep breath in. And breathe out. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock yourself to a seated position. And we're going to take the foam roller underneath the elbow. So we're rolling along the triceps. Line your fingers up with your neck. And I want you to just adjust yourself accordingly and roll over the triceps. So get a nice extension into that lateral line. Okay, if this is very sensitive for you, continue with this movement. If you want to take it a little bit further, I want you to release the hand and release the ear onto the arm. And now you're going to hold it on one spot and you're going to rotate the hand and the arm forward and back, that forearm. Move the foam roller up or down and continue moving that arm back and forward. Move the roller again. And keep going. You can bring it right onto the elbow and rotating. Good. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to bring the elbow onto the roller. Line the fingers up with the neck. Stack yourself there. And let's roll over the triceps. Okay. Continue, or let's move the head onto the arm, the ear on the arm, and rotating the forearm forward and back. Probably feel quite a bit of click here and feel quite a bit of clicking going on in that shoulder and that arm. Work your way down towards the elbow. Okay, and finish off there. I want you to put the back of your head back onto the foam roller. So we're going back into that supine position. This time you're going to take that reflex ball and you're going to position it under the piriformis. So you need to find it, move it around a little bit until you find that spot. Right around there. So if you find the hip bone, you can position it sort of behind the hip bone, but find where you're going to get the most benefit from positioning that ball. Extend the arms out or hold on to the foam roller, just open up here. And you're going to not just bounce the knee, but I want you to seesaw the hip and the knee up and over the ball, pushing into that ball. Lift up and over. Keep going. And we're going to take the ball, bring it underneath the other side. Cross the ankle over the knee. And when you're ready, you're rocking up and over the ball. Keep going. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Good. From there, let's release the ball. Rock yourself to a seated position. Let's stop and have a quick drink of water. From there, rock around to your hands and knees. We're going to take the hands, the knife edge of the hands, onto the foam roller. Lift the chest just above the mat, and I want you to bounce the chest up and down. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, tuck the tailbone under and roll up. Bring the roller towards you, and let's give the quads, the front of the thighs, a nice release. Let's roll onto the knees if you can. If there's no pain, try and go right over those knees. Drop the feet down, belly buttons lifted, not that way. Lift up in the center, and by putting the feet on the floor, you'll put a little bit more weight into the foam roller. Good. Finish off around the hips and just position yourself over to one side. Bring the front knee up onto the roller. So shift yourself to the back, and you're going to need that hand for support. Stay on the same elbow as that leg, and you can relax the foot. Now from there, we usually do that rotation. I want you to lift a little bit, and you're going to shear from side to side. So you probably need to hold the foam roller in place and shear over the front of the hip and the inside of that knee. So you're sliding around here. The roller is at the joint where the hip bends or the leg bends when you're in that seated position. This is our hip flexor we're releasing. From this position, you're staying here. We're going to drop down, keeping the knee on the roller. You're going to bring your head into the same hand, so you adjust the roller if you need to. Open yourself up. So I want you to try square the shoulders off. So it's a very nice spiral line stretch. Square the shoulders off to the ceiling and bring that top arm next to the ear. If you have any pain in the shoulder, I want you to bring the hand behind the head. So you're keeping that shoulder up at shoulder height, not lifting it up too much. And from there, you're going to pulse that shoulder down onto the floor. So you're trying to pulse and get that back shoulder onto the mat. Pulsing back. If you can't see me, let me just rotate to the other side. So I'm opening up there and bouncing that shoulder onto the floor. Open up as much as you can. Feeling a nice stretch into that side from that spine along the lateral side there, the glutes, and down the lateral side of the leg. Continue with the same side you are working on. Let's try and get that shoulder a little bit further each time you bounce it down. 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. From there, come back onto the hands and knees. And we're going to go over to the other side. So you can switch sides. Starting off in that shearing position, in that shearing motion. So supporting elbow, same arm as the leg that's on the mat. And then you hold onto the foam roller. Lift yourself up and shear. Going. Two more. From there again, let's drop down onto our side, adjust the foam roller if you need to, head into that supporting hand. Try and adjust yourself so you're opening up from the shoulders across the chest. Extend the arm next to the ear, or bring that hand behind the head and you're pulsing that shoulder down, whichever option you choose. Extend the arm if you can and pulse that shoulder down. Really open up into that stretch. Keep going. Keep going. 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. From there, let's come back onto the hands and knees, and just like we did earlier, knife edge of the hands onto the foam roller, chest down to the mat, lift the tailbone up and bounce the chest up and down. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, stay there and let's breathe in again. Now on the out breath, round the spine and roll up. Good. Uncurl and just circle the shoulders up and back. Stop and have a quick drink of water. Let's put the foam roller to one side. We're now going to lie on our backs and take the resistance band above the knees. Lying on supine, take the arms out in line with the shoulders. Shift yourself to the back of your mat, and I want you to keep the feet and the knees together, and you're going to rock onto your side. So this back shoulder should be in line with the hips and in line with the feet. So the feet and the hips are in line there along the back of the mat. Lift the top knee up. Keep the band, the nice amount of resistance in the band, and keep the top knee where it is, and you're going to pulse that top foot into the arch of the bottom foot. And it's a quick movement. I want you to go quickly and feel the glutes really working. We're going to do one more set. I want you to slow it down now. So we're going to rotate. We're going to do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From there, we're going to continue working the same side. You're going to rock around onto your hands and knees, and we're going to put the weight into the back leg. You're going to lift the front knee off the mat and rest the front foot in the arch of the back foot. Now you're lightly on the fingertips because you want to feel the glutes working, not only the lifted glute but the leg that's supporting you. And we're going to pulse that knee out. So you're going to hold it in that rotated position and pulse, pulse, pulse. So again, I want you to start off with a bit of a quicker movement, and we're going to do another set. Now we're going to slow it down. I want you to keep the knee turned out. You're opening up and we're breathing in and we're breathing out. So now the arch and the breath. We're bringing into the movement. We're going to do another 4. And 3. 2 more. Remember to keep that light touch into the fingertips. And release. Good, well done. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So on that last one, you should feel that core temperature rising quite nicely. Bring the feet in line with the hips along the back of the mat. Lower yourself down and open yourself up. From there, lift the top knee. You should already feel the glutes have worked quite nicely. Let's open up and hold it there. And we'll start off with 2 sets of very quick movements. 9, 8, 6. One more set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. And slow. For 2. One more set. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, well done. You just wake those glutes up a little bit. Coming around onto your knees and into that rounded position. Fingertips on the mat. Rest the foot into the arch of the back, front foot into the arch of the back foot, and we'll pulse the knee up for 2, 3, 4, 10 again. Hold it in that rotated position. Now we're going to breathe in and arch. Breathe out into your tack. Breathe in again. And breathe out to your tack. For 3. And breathe out. Lighten the pressure into the fingertips. For 4. And 5. Keep going. 3 more. 2 more. Into the last one. And breathe out. And well done. Let's take the resistance band off and put it to one side. We're now going to go back onto our sides. Maybe stop and have a quick drink of water. It's quite thirsty work when that core temperature rises. Taking the legs into an extended position, and we're going to bring the head into the hand. So support the head and feel length into that lateral side. Bring the top hand behind the head. So you're going to challenge your balance here quite a bit. You're going to bend the bottom knee, so that'll help things. As you extend the top leg forward, I want you to bring that top elbow back. So open yourself up. Now we're going to take the top elbow forward and bring that top leg back. Good. Breathe in. Lengthen and open up. Breathe out and reach. Keep going for 3 and reach. For 4 and reach. And 5 and reach. and 6. And reach. 7. Reach. I'm going to do another 2. Make sure that bottom knee stays down. And I want you to finish in this open position with the top leg in front. Open yourself up and pulse the big toe off the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bend the knee. Use your hands and push yourself up into that position. Let's do the same thing over to the other side. So lengthen yourself out on the foam roller. Stretch that lateral side. Bring the legs together. Bend the bottom knee. Now take that top hand behind the head. Maybe challenge yourself a little bit. Feel that position. Make sure you're squeezing the glutes to help stabilize you. Now bend that bottom knee. Let's bring that top leg forward. Open up into your breath. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, you're going to take that top foot behind you and drop it onto the mat. Keep going. Let's reach forward and breathe out as you rock the upper body forward and take that leg back. Breathe in, open up, and breathe out. Rock forward. Feel the stretch. Think of the waist as your center, and then you lengthening from there. Drop the back heel if you can, and reach forward. Drop the heel down so you feel more of a stretch. Breathing out as you come forward. Breathing in. Breathe in as you go back. Breathe out. And breathe in. Keep going. Can we do another 5? Breathing out. And breathe in for 4. And breathe out. Do another 2. Nice deep breath in. And breathe out. And 1 more. And breathe out. Take that top elbow back. Open yourself up. Keep the leg where it is. Just lift the heel. Big toe into the floor. And pulse. 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 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bend the knees and come up. Let's have another quick drink of water. We're now going to move into a few push-up positions. And take it in your stride. If you need to use the modification or one of the other options, you can do so. We're going to take the hands and spread them out. So the hands are directly under the shoulders. We're going to curl the toes under. We're going to push up into a down dog position or your pyramid. And here I want you to open up the elbows. So we're focusing on dropping the crown of the head onto the floor, onto the mat, between the hands. If you need to drop onto the knees, then you can continue with a similar movement. What you want to feel here is you want to feel that back arm line working. So we're activating those rhomboid muscles on either side of the spine. They're responsible for retracting the shoulder blades, so they're part of that back arm line. Let's come into that position. And choose your option if it's on the knees or in that pyramid position. Let's get into the position. Open up the elbows and pulling the shoulder blades together at the back. We're going to push up for 10 and 9 and 8, 7, 6, 5. Move on to the first option on the knees if you want to. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. From there, push the heels down, step the hands slightly forward, and I want you to tuck the tailbone under and come forward into your plank position. So pushing the heels down into the floor, tucking the tailbone under, relax your head, so look down at the mat. Holding this position, again, you should feel your core temperature rising. Focus on your breathing. If you want to drop down onto the elbows or the knees, you can do so. Dropping onto the knees, you can relax and uncurl the toes, but keep the tailbone tucked under. Pushing up into plank. Your other option is to drop onto the elbows and continue to hold and breathe. Breathe in for 4 counts and breathe out for 4 counts. We're going to go back into that push-up position again. So onto the knees if you need to. And we're opening up the elbows, focusing on that back arm line. Pulling the rhomboids on either side of the spine. Imagine there's a magnet on each of the rhomboids. And they clip together as you go into that push-up. Clip the magnets together. Keep going. 5 more. And 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Good. From there, step the hands slightly forward. Push into the heels. Tuck the tailbone under. Drop onto the elbows if you need to. Bring your feet slightly closer together. I want you to bring your one knee underneath your hip. And we're going to swing the knee from side to side. Drop onto the elbows if you need to. It might decrease your range of movement just a little bit. Then lift the bum up slightly higher. Continue that movement. And now we're going into our pigeon pose. So you're going to bring that leg in front. See me from this angle. That leg, that knee that's on the mat. Bring that foot forward. And I want you to open yourself up as much as possible. Bring the foot higher if you need to. And here you're going to wiggle the hips from side to side. So try and stay. So I don't want to see this happening. I want you to rotate that hip. So as you wiggle, you're dropping that hip into the floor, into the mat. Let's come down onto the elbows if you can, and just continue that wiggling motion from side to side. So if this is where you want to stop, stop here. Continue this motion from side to side. If you can take it a bit further, I want you to bring the foot into the hand. You can adjust the knee if you need to, and pulse the foot away from the center. Good. Using that arm onto the arch of the foot. The hand is resting in the arch of the foot and holding onto the foot. Now use that hand to push the foot away from the center. And here you're opening up over the front of the shoulder. Good. And release it. Let's come back onto the knees. We're going to come back into the plank position and use the other leg. Push back to down dog. Tuck forward to plank. Bring the feet slightly closer together if you need to. Take the other leg and we're going to wiggle from side to side. Relax the head so you're not taking any tension in the neck. Focus on your breathing. In and out through the nose. When you're ready, let's take that leg forward into that position. Make sure you've changed sides. I'm just going to switch over. And you're going to wiggle the hips from side to side. So adjust yourself if you need to. Wiggle there. And so again, if you need to adjust, try and rotate there and push that hip forward. Let's drop onto the elbows and wiggle the hips from side to side. This is where you want to stop. Continue with this release. If you can take it that little bit further, bring the foot into the hand. The hand is on the inside of that foot into the arch, and you're going to pulse that leg away from the center. So you're getting that movement right around this area. Good, and release. Let's come back into that seated position. So we started in a seated position. I want you to see your range of movement and if it's improved. Okay, so whichever leg you've got in front, I want that foot to come onto the knee. If you need to use the foam roller or extend that leg, you can do so. And just see what the difference is in that range of movement. Hopefully the hip and the piriformis is feeling a lot looser and more pliable, easier to get into this position. Let's change legs, bring the other foot in front. How does that feel? Has your range of movement improved there? Take that foot up onto the knee, and again, how does that feel? Your range of movement, has that improved? How is your posture? Are you sitting nice and tall, or are you rounding that spine? Try, if you need to, use the hand to pull yourself up into a lifted position. Good, let's lengthen out. So lying flat on the mat, extend your arms next to your ears. Have a nice big yawn. And stretch yourself out, lengthen, and hopefully you feel a few inches taller. Hug your knees into your chest, bounce your knees to your chest. Open up the arms, and let's just rock the knees from side to side. Good. And again, into that seated position. Have a nice big breath in and breathe out. Bring the opposite hand onto the knee. How is that spiral movement? Hopefully your range of movement has improved. Good. Well done, and thank you for joining me.